Hello, welcome to Shishya. In this video, you will learn about functions in Python. We already saw built-in functions in Python. Here we will see how we can create a user-defined functions. So what are functions? In a function, we group together a set of statements or a instruction. So they can be run more than once. They can also let us specify parameters that can serve as an input to the functions. Function allow us to not to have to repeatedly write the same code again and again, and it provides a reusability of the code. So what actually functions do? If we have 100 lines of code and if we feel that we have to use the same line of code again in a next part or a next module, instead of writing again and again, we can put all the code in one function and we can use the same function again and again. We don't have to waste that much time for writing the same code and a for. Okay. Now we'll see how we can create a function. In Python, if you want to create a function, you have to use a def keyword, def. Here, if you see, I have created a def function one. So this is a user-defined function. You have to make sure that whenever you are creating any function, you don't have to provide a name or give a name which is already built in Python, like len, like for a len function. So here I created a user defined, like I provided a name function one. This would be a parenthesis, colon. This part is indentation where we have to make code to understand what is the block or its scope of print hello world. So here we created a function which will print a hello world. So in this part, if you see, I am defining or creating a function. Now once you create a function, you have to call the function. So I am calling a function one. For calling a function, you have to use the function name along with this parenthesis. So it will return, means it will print only whatever the output we want from that function. So in this part we created a function. Here we are calling a function. Now function with parameter. Function with parameter. Same, here we are defining a function. We have def keyword. This is my function name. Inside it we have a parameter. Now what this function will do, this function will print your name. We are using a format string hello. Inside it, whatever the name you will provide, it will return. So here we created a function. Now we will call this function. So function name, inside it, here it requires one parameter. So we are passing this one parameter as sysjob. When this parameter will go to name, it will print a hello, and whatever the name you provide, it will print your name only. Now there is a difference between print and return. So we'll see this in detail. Function using return. So in this example, we'll see we are creating a function, but instead of print, we are using a return keyword. So what return will allow? Return allow a function to return a result that can be stored as a variable. So here we are creating a function with return keyword. So here we are doing a addition. def to underscore addition, two parameters num1 and num2. Return keyword, it will return the addition of two numbers. While calling this function, we are passing two parameters 4 and 5. If you see the result is 9. So here calling a function do addition. Now if you see here, we can store this return function in one of the variables. Here variable name is result, and after calling it we can store on this variable result. But when we do, sorry, Here we did addition of two numbers. Addition of two numbers. Now, if you do addition of two string while calling this number, you can store that variable value or result in one of the variable and you can print it. So, because this is a function for addition, so it will just do a concatenation of two strings. What is the difference between return and print? So return keyword, as we already discussed, allow us to actually save the result of an output of a function as a variable. Means the output we can store on one of the variables. But while using print function, simply display the output to you, but does not have it for future use. Means if we are using a print function, we cannot store it. It will just display as the output. But by using a return function, we can store that value in some of the variables. So here to see the example, we are using a print function, say print underscore addition. Here we are using a print, and here we created another function where we are using a return. Both functions will do addition of two numbers. While calling this addition part, it will return the value. Here also, while we are calling this return part, it will return a value. But in this print underscore addition, we cannot store this value or the final result in one of the variables. But in case of return, we can store this value in one of the variables. Similarly, if we actually want to save this result for later use, then use return. So here if you see, I am calling that return function. I can store that value into this variable name as result, and I can print it. But in case of print, if I try to use store the value into result variable, if you see, it is returning nothing. And if you see the type of it, this result, none type, means there is no value, no type. So it is returning as a none type. So there is a major difference between return and print function. Here we can create a function to check if it is even or not. So here I am creating a function that is even to check the number is even or not. Return, here would be number, mod of 2 should be 0. Then it will print as a even, otherwise it will return false. So here I am calling a function. This is my function name. Inside it, one parameter I pass as a num1. So it will return result as false because 3 is not a even. Here I am passing 8 as a even, so it is returning true because it is a even number. Now check if any number in a list is even or not using function. Here we can check from one of the list number is even or not. So here we have a function name check underscore even underscore list. Here is our parameter which would be treated as a list. Now we'll go through each number. For we are using for loop. This is my variable name as number in num list. So from this list it will take a first value which will be stored on this number. It will check number mod 2 equal to 0. If it is even, it will return 2. Otherwise, in else part, pass. If we saw the pass keyword like break, continue and pass will do nothing. Okay. So this loop will continue until it find a number. If it is find, it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. So here we are calling a function where we have a list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it will check any of the numbers. If you see the first number, it is there, so it will return true. Okay. If I'm calling the same number, same function, here 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9. So there is no even number in this list, so it will return false. So this is the code where we are just checking any of the numbers should be even in this list. Okay. Now another example we can see where it will check all the numbers, and if it is even, it will return the same function. There are some logical change. check even list. Here would be our list. We created one blank list even underscore number because we will append all the values into this blank list. Same for loop, if number is more, we are appending all the values even underscore number dot append, and whatever the number will be, it will keep appended into this list. Otherwise it will pass. At the end we will return this even number. This is our list. So here we are calling this function. This is our list value. So if you see, while calling 246 is in the even number which is returning. Again I call the same function where I have 10 as an even, so it is returning 10 only. So we saw till here how we can create a function, how we can use a for loop inside function, how we can use a if condition inside it, how we can use a list inside it. We can also use function in tuple unpacking. We can also use function in list, and here we see the example of tuple. So here we have a one list which is in a tuple, which holding a tuple values, happy, value, Cassie. So these are all names, and here we will define as a work hours, how many hours they work in a month. So the employee of the month function will return both the name and number of hours worked for the top performer judged by number of hours worked. So we created a function which will check the hours, how many hours which employee has worked, and based on that it will pick that hour and the name of that employee. So we have a function employee underscore check. Here is our parameter which we take from this list. Again we have one instance of a variable. Initial value is 0, current max. Now employee of the month, by default we are taking as a blank string. Now we have a for loop. We will, from this list we are unpacking tuple. So first, this is the first name would be employee, second would be hour, and we are checking if hour is greater than current month. So because we will check first value we are checking, and we will keep comparing till whatever the value is exist. Here we have a 3 items in a list. So here we will check if it is greater than current month. First time current max is 0, so it would be obviously greater. So current month it will assign as a 1000. Employee of the month would be take if it is greater, otherwise it will pass. So for loop will work. Next time it will pick this 400 which is not greater than 1000, it will skip. Again this 800 which is not greater than 1000, it will skip. So at the end it will return employee of the month and current max, which would be 1080. So when I will call this method, here I am getting name as Abby and work hour is 1000. So like that we can use a tuple format also. We can do the tuple unpacking in function. So here we use the tuple unpacking with function. We created a list. Inside it we have a tuple values. In this function we covered about the functions, the user defined function. We'll see on our next lecture. Thank you.